Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Some would be entertained by it. Some would be horrified by
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
All would be interested in it.
The Rob and Kale podcast.
Let's go.
And welcome into the podcast. My name is Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, myself and Carolina Jackpot, the number one Gamecock YouTuber on the planet, will pick week 0 games in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. For those of you who have entered, I have seen the form. You guys are big time. I mean, I've got tons and tons of folks that are have entered the contest. And I tell you what, looking forward to testing some of your football metal. I know I am paying for Peg and Megan to get in because Peg and Megan is a dope, and he will finish in the bottom third of the standings. If not, I will have to pay my respects to him, but some of the stuff that he says, I'm just not hearing it. Alan watching online says he's entered. Go to robandkaleshow.com. You can enter right now. You send $20 to Carolina Jackpot. The first form's already there. You fill out the form. We're going to fill out ours live tonight on the program, by the way. And we are definitely going to get after it. It's going to be a fun time here. As I'm looking at people, Harry Legg has put his in. Aaron has put his in. Daniel Gregory has put his in. Eddie Hicks, Justin Ellis, Kevin Schuler, Rick Nelson, Herbert Bradford, Keith Ramsey, Dakota FVL or VFL. I'm just rolling through some of the names that are already here. Let's see here. Who's this? Kevin Starkey has put his in. Good for him. Rack Dog. Good for you. Visor also in the mix. I mean, I could scroll through all of them. One of our champions from the past, Sarah Bell, who won, I think, 2 years ago. Outpicked all the guys. Yes, sir. She knows her football. She's in the mix too. All right, so here's how you get it. You go to robandkaleshow.com. When you go to robandkaleshow.com, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you register. Once you register, then you can fill out the form. You send $20 to Carolina Jackpot, you get in the mix. It's as simple as that. So I found an interesting article on Athlon Sports where they took the last 5 recruiting classes, okay? Of course, from the 247 Sports Composite, which is what we use on the program here. There are some people that don't like the 247 Sports Composite, and that's fine. You can, whatever the hell it is that you want to look at to evaluate players, whatever. Some people think that what Yahoo does well, that there's another service that does well. 247 Sports is what I like. It's what we use on the program here. If you like something else, then that's fine. Okay. But for the sake of conversation, Kirby's Visor is correct. Don't miss the action at Smack Talking. That goes a long way with $20. That $20 will last you, what, 3 months? Basically, it's $3 a month. The only thing you could do with that $3 a month is feed a starving Ethiopian kid. Remember those when they had those spots where it's like, hey, you can feed this starving Ethiopian kid if you send them 90 cents a month or something like that. And it's like, I think Sam Kinison said it best. Why is it that you're filming these guys out there starving to death, and you on the film crew give them a fucking sandwich? You know, you've got damn sandwiches in that car. It's not like they're filming themselves with a camera. They've never seen a camera before. That's why they're looking at you like, can we eat that camera? Seriously. Sam Kinison was outstanding, by the way. The Nature Boy, I've got, since I'm dropping government names, it's the names that they say that they want to be called. It's right there. So there's that. Yeah, Big Barney Ross says it lasts longer than his 5th marriage. Oof. Damn it. We need to have Big Barney Ross, by the way. I've dubbed Big Barney Ross the relationship consultant for this show. He knows how to start relationships and end them. Some of us don't know how to do that. So Big Barney Ross, from here on out, will handle all relationship questions on the program. So there's that. All right. So this article from Athlon, it basically ranks the college classes, or it ranks the teams by recruiting classes and what their record was over the past 5 years. Okay. So when you look up top in the SEC, you've got Alabama and Georgia they're tied for first place. They average out to 2.2 as far as where their recruiting classes are. All right. Which is why their record over the past 5 seasons is Alabama's 64-6, Georgia's 58-10. Now, when you scroll down though, and you look at some of the other teams that are not the Alabamas and Georgias of the world. First of all, Texas A&M, their average recruiting class is 7.2. Yet Georgia is 17, has won 17 more games in the past 5 seasons over Texas A&M, which makes me think, once again, Texas A&M is one of the biggest frauds ever. They really are. Over 5 seasons, they average 4 losses a season, and yet they have top 7 recruiting classes. But, there are people that are saying, hey, whatever on that front. Some other folks, Harry Legg says it's because of coaching. Yeah, that's fine. We've had folks on here that said that Arkansas could compete in the ACC. To shoot that into the ground once again, Arkansas's average recruiting class in the past 5 seasons is 30.2. They've won 20 total games in 5 years, which averages out to 4 games a year. I mean, I hate to break that down to you, but Arkansas is not a good program. South Carolina, by the way, their average recruiting class ranks 32.6, but there's a flaw here. They had one class that finished 79th, which kind of throws everything off. All right. But South Carolina has won 29 games in the past 5 years. Missouri and Vanderbilt. Missouri has their average class is at 34.4. They're 32-29 in the past 5 years. SEC Dog says the biggest clown in the SEC right now that Dan Mullen is gone. Harry Legg says Pittman cannot be slurred with previous failures. I'm not slurring Pittman. I think Pittman's a good coach. I'm just saying where their rosters are currently, with what they've got, he needs more time to get his own players in there. Don't get all pissy. But as of right now, that's what you are. This is what you are. This is where your roster ranks as far as recruiting goes. I didn't make up these numbers. That's just what they are. Kentucky, by the way, their 2022 recruiting class is at number 13, but their average recruiting class ranks out to 28.8. They have 40 wins in the past 5 seasons, which gives them about 8 games a season. There are teams that are up there. Auburn's at number 6 in the conference. Their average recruiting class is 13.6. They're at 39-25. Also, LSU. LSU's average recruiting class is 7.8. They've won 45 games and, of course, a national title. Biscuit's got a good point there. Texas A&M needs to be a national title contender by next year, or pure fraud. Need time for that number 1 class to come in. Their recruiting classes, as I said, averages out to top 7.2. So the idea that they're not competing in the West with 7.2 as far as their talent goes, maybe it's what Harry Legg was saying earlier, that it comes down to the fact that maybe the coaching is not there. Now, I thought we'd also look at this from the perspective of like some of the matchups that are coming about in the upcoming weeks, just as far as how the roster is for certain teams. We'll start with Florida playing Utah. Florida is their average recruiting class is 12.0. So yeah, 12 flat. Now, when we look at Utah, their first where is it? I'm looking for Utah's numbers here. Hold on just a second. Oh, here we go. So their roster's at 12.0 as far as Florida goes. But Utah, when we all honestly think, hey, Utah's going to stomp Florida, right? We kind of believe that, right? Did you know that Utah is 5th in the Pac-12? Their average recruiting class checks out to 35.2. They're not even in the top 25. So what does that say to you? Now, I know that Florida is kind of a dumpster fire right now with Dan Mullen. But when you look at that matchup, 35, if I told you you could have a roster that's ranked 35th overall as far as over the past 5 seasons, or you could have number 12, which one are you going to take? It's not even close. You take the 12th, right? Unless, unless you think that you've got a dynamite coach, and maybe that's what people think there. What were the other matchups? We've got there was another. What was the other? Oh, I wanted to look at and this one was interesting too. Pitt and Tennessee. I thought this was interesting. Pitt is 10th in the ACC. Their recruiting class averages out to 49.6. Now think about that for a second. And this is a Pitt team that wins 7 to 8 games every year. That tells me Narduzzi's a hell of a coach. Now, when you look at Tennessee, which is who they will play this upcoming season, their roster averages out. The Tennessee roster averages out to they're 7th in the conference. They average out to 16th, 16.6. So it kind of makes you wonder a little bit on, yeah, sometimes the recruiting numbers can be, I don't want to say flawed, but you can definitely see the difference, obviously, when you have the 4 and 5 star recruits compared to, hey, we're at, number 17, and the team that's number 49 comes into our own house and kicks our ass off the fucking planet. There's that too. Let's see here. Biscuit says some coaches can't deal with the pressure of a big program. James Franklin may be experiencing that. Yeah, when I think about Penn State, there's so much hype for them every year, and they fall flat. I don't get it. SEC Dog says Jimbo Fisher is no better than Kevin Sumlin, and Texas A&M fans was calling for his head on a silver platter. I read something the other day, and I don't know. I don't know if I really want to get into it or not, but there is a section of media within the Texas A&M market that there's rumblings that maybe it was kind of a racial thing with someone. I don't know. I have no clue. I do know that the numbers are pretty much on par with what Sumlin did. Now, Georgia fans got pissy when you compared Kirby Smart to Mark Richt, and that really kind of wasn't a fair comparison. But Texas A&M has recruited pretty much at the same level, and they've pretty much had the same results: 8-4, 8-4, 8-4 across the way. What's Jimbo Fisher done that makes you think that he shouldn't be on the hot seat? 803-470-2905. Taking calls this afternoon. If you would like to join the program, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. That is the number to dial if you'd like to be part of the program this afternoon. As we roll along, I am drinking Zoa, which is the Rocks energy drink. I don't know why I like it. There's no sugar in this. So there you go. Kind of thirsty today. Oh, Jay. Jay. Let's see here. That's why I said it's really not a fair comparison there, Biscuit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of wasn't really fair to throw that into the mix. Also, I think that he had more. Rick's had better recruiting than Smart's had better recruiting than Rick did. Justin says South Carolina 8-4 there, my prediction, and he's sticking with it. Hey, you know what? The state newspaper yesterday in Columbia picked the Gamecocks to go 7-5. And rolling down the list on that, let's look at that really quick here because that was interesting, I thought. The state had hold on, because I want to read you the state's stuff on football here. As I'm kind of frustrated today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't normally talk politics on the show, but Joe Biden basically gave away everyone's student loans today. Kind of makes me feel like a shithead because I paid my student loans. You know, kind of makes me feel like a shithead because I went to school my freshman year, paid off my student loans, went into the Coast Guard so I wouldn't have more student loans. You know, there's plenty of people that do what I did, but hell, if I would have known that Joe was going to just give everybody their fucking schooling, why would I have joined the Coast Guard? Why would I have paid what was it I had to pay? I think it was like $3,800 after my first year that came out of my pocket. Yeah, why do that when, someone can just give us give our stuff away. Why not? Anyway, not buying that at all. That kind of bugged me. All right, there you go. There's my spin on the politics thing today. I really like doing politics, but I read that earlier, and that's just like because I struggled, man, because I wanted to make sure I paid all of that off. And what happens? Anyway, all right, so the state newspaper picked South Carolina to win over Georgia State, lose to Arkansas, lose to Georgia, beat Charlotte, beat SC State. So 5 games in, they're 3-2. At Kentucky, they're taking South Carolina to win that game at Kroger Field. At home against Texas A&M, they've got them losing. So then they've got them 4-3. Mizzou, they've got them beating Mizzou to go to 5-3. Vanderbilt, they've got them winning there to go 6-3. At Florida, they're projecting them to lose that game to be 6-4. They've got them beating Tennessee. They've got them at 7-4. And then losing to Clemson to finish 7-5. What a mess. And Biscuit, you're right. Somebody else, yeah, I'm with you. If I misworded that, I'm sorry. It just sucks. The more and more I think about it. Like, why be responsible? Why be responsible and pay your debts? Who needs that? All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Biscuit says he worked in college. I've seen what people do with their loan money. They don't spend it on school. You're right. Especially now, they're spending it on, iPhones and Apple Watches and all kind of nonsense. Anyway, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. Justin says South Carolina will beat Florida. Oh, okay. I misunderstood you there. I thought I said that never mind. We're on the same page, Biscuit. We agree upon that. Anyway, that's just something that frustrated me today. What a mess. Caden says strippers. Yes, strippers are good. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Rick says Clemson's going 8-4. Rick, my inbox is at Rob Sounds Good. If you want to place a wager with me that Clemson goes 8-4, go to my inbox. If not, shut your dick sucker, because you don't truly believe that. And if you do, then you're dumb. And I won't place a bet with you because I don't like placing bets with people that don't have any mental stability. Clemson's not going 8-4. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Not with this roster, it's not going to happen. Sorry if that hurts your feelings, but it's not going to happen. Clemson's not going 8-4. Clemson will lose one game. So there's that. They're going to, I agree with Justin, 11-1. Biscuit says you'll have to pardon Rick. English isn't his first language. Okay. 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. I'm just telling you, my inbox is open, sir. Have at it. SEC Dog, same thing goes for you. If you truly believe that, go to my inbox and we'll make a nice little wager. I normally don't make wagers with anybody online except for Carolina Jackpot, the comrade Mike Dobreski. I'd probably bet with Biscuit too. You know why? Because Biscuit and I think the same damn way. Pay your fucking bills. I'd probably bet with Biscuit. I'd bet with Big Barney Ross too. So there's that. Other than that, silly. The hatred for Clemson, though, is outstanding. The tears from all the other fans are just delicious. They really are. Just laugh. Clemson just keeps winning. Well, they have to lose eventually. Dabo's a clown. Yeah, he's a clown. He's kicking the fuck out of everyone. Rick says you'll have to forgive Biscuit. He doesn't have a language. What the hell are you talking about? Big Barney Ross says, I'll bet you 20. I make fun of Clemson and the ACC all season. There you go. Big Barney Ross is on board. He thinks Clemson's going 8-4. Not happening. I'm going to take Big Barney Ross's $20 bill he sends me when Clemson starts the season 9-0. So I should have it right after Halloween. I'm going to take that and get $21 bills, and I'm going to go to our local strip club that I haven't been to ever, and I'm just going to throw it at the ugliest stripper with the biggest C-section scar in honor of Big Barney Ross. That's what I'm going to do. Just for you, Big Barney Ross. All they get is $20. I'm going to get $21 bills from Big Barney Ross around the 1st of November when Clemson starts the season 9-0. They can't lose 4 games. And I'm going to find literally the biggest, ugliest stripper with hopefully multiple C-section scars. And I'm going to throw the ones at her. That's the way that it's going to happen. I do have week 1 point spreads there, Papa B. They are on the Callaway's form there. We are going to pick those games tonight, Jackpot and I, against the spread. So there's that. Biscuit says Rick will give himself a dirty Sanchez, as long as it's not a rusty trombone. Curtis says homemade C-section scars. Holy shit. Happy says any stripper would do, just saying, no. We've got to have the ugliest one with the biggest C-section scars because that's all they have in Kentucky anyway. I don't want Big Barney Ross going too crazy. Man, Biscuit and Rick Sanchez are going back and forth like crazy over here. Brandon says Gamecocks can beat Arkansas, Rob. You think that is an unwinnable game for you? No, I do not. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't know how well I think Spencer Rattler's going to be good, but I don't know how in sync he's going to be by game 2. And how much South Carolina is going to have to put out on the field in game 1. Are they going to have to throw the whole playbook at Georgia State? And I'm not mocking South Carolina. Don't get pissy with me over there, Gamecock fans. I'm just saying, if Shane Beamer can go out there and run, Big Barney Ross with the super chat pays up front. He knows what's coming. I will turn that into $21 bills and find that stripper for you. Thank you, Big Barney Ross. Anyway, no, I think that I don't know how in sync he's going to be, and I don't know if they're going to have to throw if they're going to have to throw a lot of the playbook out against Georgia State. I really don't, before they head on the road to Arkansas. And I think that's fair. That's not me talking with my orange colored glasses on. If they go in and they can get up by 17 at the half and coast to a win. All right, coast to a win over Georgia State, where, in the fourth quarter, Spencer Rattler takes a seat, then that's going to be the way that they will go there. And I think that will be that'll be interesting for Arkansas, because they won't show them anything. Lots of back and forth between Biscuit and Rick Sanchez here. Some of that, the chat room, by the way, is a show in its own. A show in its own. There's back and forth going on between people there that it's just all over the place. Happy says Cincinnati could be a war for Arkansas. Could affect game 2 for them. That's true, man. I'm trying not to be biased with a lot of the stuff I come on here with. Yeah, and SEC Dog's correct. Ask Tennessee fans about Georgia State. Yeah, I get that. But I mean, that was what, 2 seasons ago? So there's that. All right, final call for calls this afternoon, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. If you would like to join the program as we roll along here. Wednesday, got some games this weekend, by God. We are picking games against the spread tonight. Oh, God. Biscuit and Sanchez are just like hitting each other with steel chairs at a WWE event. I mean, it really, really is funny. Big Barney Ross says, where are the Vols fans? Y'all reading the Bladder Report instead of watching the show. I wonder if you're a Tennessee fan, if they have like fan training where you have to go and get, learn how to throw mustard before they'll let you in the stadium. So there's that too. All right. Jackpot and I'll be back at it tonight. Get into the contest. It's right there for you. But we are going to pick games tonight. Week 0 games, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 2 on there that are worth a shit. And I'm saying that, I mean, Northwestern and Nebraska in Dublin. And of course, the matchup with Hawaii and Vanderbilt. Man, I don't want to end the chat. Rick and Biscuit are going at each other crazy. Limp Biscuit Big Mad. Why are you calling him Limp Biscuit? Are you implying that he's limp, sir? Jesus. You guys need to calm down over there. Long live the Jack Shack. I want to get I might get that put on a t-shirt. I'm dead serious I've got t-shirt ideas. I want to get a t-shirt made that says, it has almost like a shack on there with Kale Shack on it. I bet, or Jackpot Shack. Oh, goodness. By the way, all you people picking at Biscuit, I can tell you, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll run at all of you. He doesn't give a shit. Have fun with all that. Good luck with that. All right, picking against the spread tonight. We'll see you 9:30. Thanks a lot, y'all. Y'all have a great evening.